Hi, this is Mr. Knowles, and this instructional video focuses on lattice multiplication, specifically learning how to make your own lattice and lattice problems, basically. In the first video or two, or what you've learned in class is, if you had a problem like this, I had a lattice made for you already. And then you just had to put these in the correct location. Well, now I'm going to show you how to build them, which you just saw me build one right there. So maybe you can already do this. I don't know. One thing you could use is graph paper with large squares. That could be helpful. Let's take a problem. Let's take let's take 25 times 9, because you can do problems like that in lattice. You just have to understand what it's going to look like. So this lattice is actually going to look like this. And you'll have a line going through here and a line going through here. The 25 will go up here and the 9 will go here. And now it's simply just doing those problems. So what's 5 times 9? 45. And then what's 2 times 9? 18. Okay, we solved the problem. Now we just got to do the addition part. Hopefully you remember that part. If not, use my highlighter. Maybe you want to too. That's these diagonal rows are the different place values. So for example, the 5's in the 1's place, the 4 and the 8 are actually in the 10's place, and that number 1 is in the 100's place. So we're just going to do some adding real quick within those rows. So 5 is just by itself, so that's 5. 8 plus 4 is 12, and just like in adding, you can't put the 1 and the 2 in this spot. You can only put the 2, and then you're going to carry over the 1. That's going to move over to the next place value, just like we would do in addition. And 1 plus 1 is 2. So the answer to this problem is 225. Fairly easy, right? Let's try a 2-digit by a 2-digit number. So let's do 37 times, I don't know, how about, let's do 18. Oh, that seems tough, Mr. Knowles. Well, let's set this up. So it's 2-digit by 2-digit. Your lattice is going to be basically a square like this. Notice how the graph paper's coming in handy. Put the 3 and the 7 here and the 18 over here. And now I just have to solve these multiplication problems in these little squares. 7 times 1, that's 7. 7 times 8, ooh, that's always a tricky one, isn't it? I believe it's 56. Then I go over to the 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 8 is 24. My multiplication part is done. Now I'm going to add. So I'm going to just show you those rows. I'm going to start with the 6 down here because that's in the 1's place value. So there's 6. And then I move up to the next one and I have 7, 5, and 4. Well, 7 plus 5 is 12, and 12 plus 4 is 16. I put the 6 here, and I carry the 1. Now I have a 1, a 0, a 3, and a 2. So 1 and 0 is 1, plus 3 is 4, 4 and 2 is 6. And then I have that 0 right there. I don't have to really worry about it. And my answer is 666. A little scary to some people, but I don't think I'm too scared by that number. let's try another one. Let's do something a little trickier. Let's do 253, excuse me, times 25. Okay, I have a 3-digit times a 2-digit number. So I'm going to have a 3-digit by a 2-digit number. It's going to look like this. Once you get the hang of building your own lattice, I think you're really going to like this. So I just put 253 up here and 25 over here. Now I just have to solve the problems. Remember, you can start anywhere solving the problems, just as long as you're doing the correct multiplication problems in the correct little box. 3 times 2, 6. 3 times 5 is 15. Moving over to the next column, the 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 5 is 25. And then we're going to go to the 2, the column with the 2 above it. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 5 is 10. Alright, to show these for you. I don't know if you need them still, but it might be helpful. And now we're going to add. Well, the 5 has nothing to add to it. The next one, 6, 1, and 5. Altogether, that's 12. So put the 2 down. Carry the 1 over. I just have a 2 and a 1 that I carried over, so that's 3. And I have a 1, a 4, and a 1. That's 6. So I have a 6, 3, 2, 5. So my answer to this is 6, 3, 2, 5. Definitely put a comma in there. So the answer to 253 times 25 is 6,325. Do we have time for one more? Let's see, do I have one more? Yep. Alright, let's do a trickier one. A little bit more difficult. Let's do 374 times 523. 3-digit by 3-digit. Can you visualize that? I think you can. It'd be 3 of these by 3 of these. Okay, now we're getting into a bit more of a challenging problem, but if you take it slow, I think you'll get it right. There's your lattice for a 3-digit by a 3-digit. Now we're just going to solve them, one column at a time. I like to do the columns, but you could do rows instead of columns, whatever works for you. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. Next column. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21. And the final column, 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. Alright, do a little adding. Raise this a little bit so you can see it. Now we're just going to add. Well, 2 is just 2. I got 8, 1, and 1. That's 10. Put a 0 there. Carry my 1 over. I'll put it right there. 1, 4 is 5. 5 and 2 is 7. 7 and 9 is 16. Put my 1 here. 1 and 2 is 3. 5 is 8. 1 is 9, 6 is 15, there's a 0, 15. My 1 there. 1 and 3 is 4, 4 and 5 is 9, and then I have a 1 right there. So my answer is literally wrapping around the outside of that square, that big square. 1, 9, 5, 6, 0, 2. So the answer to 374 times 523 is, put my comma in the right location, 195,602. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Now you can create your own lattices. If you have questions, please ask.